And, others can, I'll add them as they're in the lobby there. Just wanted to let you know that I am going to record this, so hopefully nobody has any issues with that. Basically, we just use it for training purposes, as the recording often says when you're on hold. For those that don't know me, I'm Harp Sohi. I'm with BC School Sports, and Julie Stevens is also online. So the two of us will be the two primary BC School Sports contacts for track and field. So today, as the messaging said, we're just here to try to assist everyone with learning about the transition to MileSplit and work through the process. Online, we've got Jeff from MileSplit. He's our direct contact, and he's been super helpful. Been answering dozens of emails from me, trying to get clarification, and so I'm very confident that we'll have a successful track and field season. So without further ado, I'm just going to turn it over to Jeff, and we're hoping that we can be done by 4 o'clock.
All right, perfect. Well, yeah, as mentioned, my name is Jeff Onken. I am the MileSplit representative that will be working with BCSS and all the member schools and coaches to help ensure that this transition to MileSplit is smooth and as problem-free as it can be when change is involved. The first season will naturally come with some questions and some hiccups. But that's what I'm here for. I'll be able to assist in any way you need. I've been working here for 5 years. I know this product like the back of my hand better than probably anybody alive, for better or worse. And I'm looking forward to a relationship with y'all and helping deliver some products that might make your lives a little bit easier. With that being said, we're going to kind of start from the beginning here. The process coaches need to go through in order to ensure that their accounts are set up correctly, are linked to their school on our website, and then how to register for meets. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Let's see, I believe it's this one. Okay, can y'all share or see my screen at the moment? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So the first important note to keep in mind is that British Columbia is going to have a designated website in the MileSplit network. We do that with states here. We do that with territories in Canada and different regions to better tailor and focus content to that specific area. And that tailored approach also includes the rankings will be localized, the meet calendar will be localized, the teams on this site will be your teams, your schools. This way you don't have to filter through thousands of others, kind of irrelevant track and field meets or teams, whatever it may be. So with that being said, the website is bc.milesplit.com. www.milesplit.com is our generic national website. So if things ever look off or you can't find what you're looking for, first and foremost, make sure that you're on bc.milesplit.com to help you locate those things. So for those on the call, have y'all already set up a MileSplit account or have you not created one?
I have one created.
Wonderful. Okay, we can jump right in it then. If anybody watching this has not created an account, this button in the top right-hand corner that says account on my screen will say sign up on your account if you don't, or on your screen if you don't have one. You can go through the process there, which will also walk you through the process of claiming your team.
I'm not able to get to the website right now. It's not.
What does it say?
It's giving me this, it says array.
Hmm.
Just in the like It says the IP address cannot be found. So it's www.bc.milesplit.
I'm sorry, there's the issue. So eliminate the www entirely.
So just type in bc.milesplit.com.
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Okay, got it.
Wonderful. Okay, so this is the landing page. When you created your accounts for the two folks on the call, did you already claim your team, or have you not gone through the process of linking your account to your school yet?
I have not done it yet.
Okay, wonderful. That's perfect. So what you're going to do here is click on this teams icon right here. And this will pull up a list of all the teams we currently have in our system for British Columbia. You can scroll through alphabetically to search for your team. The much easier way would be to simply type it into this search box, and it will filter down everything either based on location or school of or name of the school. So when you find your team on the list, simply click on its name from that list, and it will take you to the team page. If you could let me know. Go ahead, sorry.
Like it says, so I clicked on my school and then it says BCSS roster import internal only.
Yes, so
clicking on?
that is how we are adding the rosters or the athletes to your roster based on what you've submitted to STAR. And so that meet will be removed from your calendar. We're just doing a lot of the roster work right now, and it's easier to import thousands of kids by basically creating a dummy meet with fake results. That way we can upload them or import them all entirely in bulk.
Oh, I see.
You can ignore that one for now.
So that's not an actual roster. That's
now, if you click on your roster, those should be the athletes that were submitted to STAR, if there are any at this point.
Yeah, got a lot there.
Okay, good. So now see on my screen where it says edit team, this big blue button. If you have not already linked your account to the school, this button will say claim team. And when you click it, it will ask you for a couple of identifiers. One, are you a coach or do you want to claim it as an administrator? Both those access levels are the same. This just allows us to better identify particular users. So coach or administrator works perfect. It will ask for a phone number, which is never posted publicly. That will remain entirely internally. And that's just in case we need to call somebody for an additional layer of verification to verify that they are indeed a coach or administrator for this particular school. Chances are you won't be receiving that phone call, especially if we're doing it here on the call. So if you let me know when you've gone through that claim process, I can go ahead and approve you right here. And now.
I did that, and then I had to register my account, and I put my email in, and now it's saying choose your plan, and I can't. The free one is not. I'm not able to click on the free one.
Is it already highlighted by chance?
The pro?
I'm assuming the pro is highlighted right now.
Yeah, and the free one. Oh, I see. Oh, you can click on it. Okay. Yep, you're right.
Wonderful. Yes, and that is. I'm glad you brought that up. That is a great point for anybody watching this recording. I want to emphasize that everything regarding registration and hosting meets and signing athletes up for meets is entirely free of charge. We believe that every school should have an even playing field for tools they need to participate in their sport. So those with a little extra cash do not have an advantage. The paid membership will include like live streams, recorded race videos. You get access to some other premium content and that sort of thing. But as a coach, you never need more than a free account unless you choose to. So let's see, I'll go here real quick. And let's see. Okay, there's one, two. Oh, we had a lot of claims come in this afternoon, actually. Okay, That is all of them. Are either of you on the call still going through the claim process?
Hi, there's 22 people in the other room still. I had to leave that one and come into this one, so just so you know. So I don't know what I've missed so far because I was in the other meeting.
Yeah. So Jeff, what happened was that I guess some people clicked on yesterday's meeting and were in the lobby for yesterday's meeting. So
Okay. I see.
we have posted the link for today's meeting. So I see that people are starting to move over. So there might still be some that are coming, but anybody that's just joined us, if you want to just throw in a comment or in the chat if you have some questions. But
yeah, and I can back it up a little bit. Sure. I'm sorry, I don't have the actual Teams app open, or I just opened it. So I don't know how long ago the majority of y'all jumped in. For a little recap, my name is Jeff Onken. I'm the representative of MileSplit that will be helping the transition and acting as an account manager for BCSS, all their member schools, and all of the coaches and meet directors in the area. So we were going through the very basic steps of how to ensure that your MileSplit account is linked to your team as a verified coach and/or administrator. If you do not already have an account, you can create one by clicking this button in the top right. It'll say log in or sign up on your screen if you're not logged in and/or don't have an account. Doing so when you sign up, an important aspect to remember is you do not need a paid membership. It will prompt you to select a paid subscription versus a free subscription. Everything on MileSplit in regards to registration and team management is entirely free of charge and will continue to be so. So do not feel like you need to pay for your subscription unless that is something you decide that you would like to have, which unlocks live streams, race videos, premium content, those sorts of things. If you have an account and you're ready to claim your team, you can do so by coming to this Teams tab right up here. And important to note, as I said this at the beginning, your website for British Columbia is going to be bc.milesplit.com. Do not include www. That's our national website. Each area is going to have their own specific network. That way we can tailor content, we can tailor coverage, we can tailor rankings in the calendar and results specifically to what is important to y'all. So bc.milesplit.com is the website you want to go to. You can click on this Teams tab here. You can search for your team in this search bar right here. And then when you get to your team, this blue button right here will say claim team if you do not already have access to it. And when you go through the claim team, you'll be prompted with a couple of questions. Are you a coach? Are you an administrator? It matters not which of those you select. Your phone number will be asked for. That is never publicly shared nor posted. It is just for us in case we need to verify further that you are in fact a coach from this team, but nobody on this call is going to have to worry about that. Once you claim your team, you will now have full access to manage your team as well as register your team for meets. I haven't seen, oh, here actually, Oil Bay. As those come in, I will continue to claim those for the sake of time. I want to be respectful to everybody. I will continue forward with the demonstration. At any point, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. So one thing we're going to go here is go back to bc.milesplit.com and click on this calendar link right here. This is where you will go as a coach when you're ready to register for the meet. There are a variety of ways. You might receive an invite to the link. One might come to your email specifically from MileSplit. A lot of meet directors will send a link to the registration page just to the email addresses of their coaches that they know personally. The third way is to simply come to the calendar, and you can search by name, or you can scroll through in order of date. If everyone could click on this BCSS training meet for me, we can give a little demo and a walkthrough of what it's like. I will also post this link into the chat box for easy access, if that makes it easier. So what you're going to do here is you come to the meet, it's set up, it's got everything ready to go for registration. And you're going to see a green register online now button here if the meet's registration is actively open. If it's not yet open, it will be yellow and say registration open soon. And if registration has already closed, it will be red and say registration is closed. This gray meet manager button will not appear for you unless you are the host of the meet. If you are a timer working the meet, or you have full admin access like the administration with BCSS does. So we're simply going to click the green register online now button. Here, since I have full access to every team in the system, I see every team that is registered. You shouldn't see any on your screen. It should be blank and simply say register new entries. If you have already registered for the meet, you will see your team name listed here, and that allows you to click directly back into it and skip several steps to go back to where you left off. But for new registrations, all you'll see is this: click next to register as a school. We'll click next. And this is where you're going to see all the teams that you have claimed as an admin or coach. Most folks will have a single team here, maybe two if they teach at a secondary as well as a middle school. But you'll click the team you want to register, click next, and then you will be asked to verify contact information. It auto-populates to whoever is actively registering as the point of contact for the meet. Once again, phone number is not going to be posted publicly. This will be shared with the meet director in case they need to get a hold of coaches that are signed up for their meet. We keep that private. If multiple coaches have claimed the school, so if you've claimed it, your assistants have claimed it, or boys coach, girls coach have claimed it, you'll see their accounts listed here as well, their name and email address, and you'll have the option to add them as point of contacts. What the point of contact is important for is meet directors have the ability to send out mass emails through MileSplit to anybody that is actively signed up for their meet. So if there is a weather delay, if the meet has been canceled, they can send everybody that's signed up an email, and anybody listed as a point of contact is who from that school is going to receive that communication. Do we have any questions so far? Okay, good. I'll take that as no. So on the next page, you will be prompted with the divisions that this meet is set up for. I did a single division for this meet for the sake of clarity and time. So you'll simply select, hey, we're bringing both boys and girls. If there's multiple divisions listed, you'll see them in similar boxes that you can select as well, grade 8, junior, whatever it may be, you'll have the option of selecting those.
I just had to check here.
And simply press next. This import screen can be ignored for now. It won't truly be relevant until you've become more familiar with using the site. This is a way to copy entries from a previous meet and apply them to the new meet. That previous meet needs to be from this season. That way we can ensure it's all the same athletes on the roster. It's not pulling anybody that is now technically graduated. You'll be listed with meets that you've attended and done registration with before. and you can select it and then have all those kids automatically registered for you, at which point you can then go and edit if a couple of kids need to come out, a couple more going in. But for now, we'll skip this import. And then you get to the bread and butter of registration. Here you will see a complete event list. Just please excuse if these events aren't entirely relevant. We just threw up a template for the time being. And you'll see here, okay, this is the girls senior division, and we've got the girls 100-meter dash. All you need to do is come over here and click the Add Entries button, at which point you will be taken to this event specific page where you can register athletes from the side. Since it's a girls event, it's limited to all the girls on your roster. You won't see boys there. You can scroll through alphabetically by last name, or you could type into this search box and register them that way. Let's say I'm bringing these 3 girls. Since these athletes do not have any performances in our database at this point, the seeds come up blank. As we start receiving more and more results from meets that y'all have competed in, and we process those, naturally these athletes are going to have certain seeds and marks on their athlete profile and associated with their account. So say Heidi had run the 100-meter previously this season, it will automatically populate this based on the settings determined by the meet director. Sometimes you can override that and manually enter it in. Sometimes it's verified only, meaning it needs to be in our database. But if something's in there, it will enter in. If nothing does populate, you could always type a time in. Meet name is not a required field, so you could simply put a time without worrying about creating a meet. And likewise, you could leave it blank to register as a no time or no seed. So I'll come here and I'll click Save and Continue, and it will take me to the next event on the list. I can register girls again, and then I can continue down the row, or I could click Save and return to the event list to jump to a specific event that I'm looking to register for, or ready to register for. All in all, it's just rinse and repeat from here on out. You're going to do the same thing for each event. You'll go down and do it for boys or girls, whichever comes second, and register those athletes again. Naturally, track and field has a lot more events than, say, cross country does, so registration is a little bit more complicated, a little bit more of a process. Because you've got to sign up kids for a lot more events than maybe 1 or 2 distance events. Once you're done, you don't have to press save anywhere. So the only time you'll actually hit save is from within the individual event. We can select athletes again. I save and continue. Now everything you have done is saved. What you can do though is press done here when you're done, and it just gives you a final confirmation you are good to go, a reminder of when the date is, a reminder of registration close time, and some quick links to download your entries into a confirmation sheet. You can select the boys only, girls only, all of them combined, both by event as well as by athlete, and then you can go back and edit more entries if you accidentally click done. Likewise, if you register and need to go back into the meet to edit your entries, say an athlete was injured or say you didn't have time to finish registering completely, you'll simply repeat the process of clicking the Register Online Now button. And I had mentioned once your team is registered, you'll see it on this list. I now see Charles Hayes secondary listed here. Again, it will likely be the only one you see on this list unless you have access to multiple, but simply clicking on that, now it jumps me right back into where we left off. And at that point, you have completed registration. So I know that's a lot, and I know we went through it pretty quickly. So I want to open it up first and foremost to questions about registration itself. as well as questions about MileSplit in general and how you will interact with it.
I have a quick question. This might be for BCSS, but if we had a kid join late and they're not on our school list, what should we do?
As long as they're on STARS, we will provide that information to Jeff at MileSplit. So we did a new download this morning, and that was sent to Jeff. So I think we're about 7,200 athletes. And
Does my athletic director have to send that to you guys, the STARS thing?
No, we have access to STARS. So that's where your athletic director would register your students for your track and field teams. And then we just download it from that. So we will be doing, I think, 3 more downloads pretty much once a week now until early May. So if you find that your athletes aren't there, if they're not there today, then they should be there in a week. But we can always add them if you say, hey, you know what, I've got a meet coming up, I need to add this athlete. If you send us an email, we can verify that and then get that over to Jeff.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How do I email you, or do I have to go through my athletic? I'm new to the district, so I'm still figuring out how the process works.
I think it should come from the athletic director to our membership services to say, hey, we just added some athletes. We need them accessible for MileSplit, and we can get it done right away.
Okay, thank you.
Jeff, there was some questions about somebody was trying to claim their team, but they kept being directed to the American MileSplit. So
yes, our system communicates across all of them. So if it does redirect you at any point to www, that is not an issue. Continue moving forward. We're expanding into Canada. This is a relatively new network site for us. We're still ironing out a couple of those kinks of it wanting to redirect to the national website. But it should have no effect on your ability to register, to manage your team, or to manage your roster, or claim your team, I'm sorry. Good question, though. Looks like we had a handful more claims come in while I was talking, so those have been approved now. To kind of reiterate on the rosters, I think many of you might have been in the other room when we briefly went over it. As Hart mentioned, we will be MileSplit will be uploading those rosters entirely on your behalf. There's no sense in having y'all submit rosters in 2 different locations. It's just redundant. So BCSS is sending us a file containing all athletes that have been added to the STAR system, and we will automatically upload or import those athletes to your team's roster. As Hart mentioned, if you do not see them on now and you know you have submitted them, they will likely be included in the next file batch. We are fully up to speed now, so they should all be there. Let me run through these questions to see. We've got quite a few. Recording, claim team, and Colleen, regarding a paid subscription, you do not need a paid subscription. Everything regarding MileSplit registration is free of charge and will always be. Paid subscription gives you access to premium content, video recordings of meets, live streaming of meets. If you did by chance move forward with paying for one, shoot me a note and I'll go ahead and issue a refund for that. That's not an issue at all. Keith, yes, we are planning on having zone meet directors, separate sessions, a couple of them in the near future, to kind of get more into the meet management side of things. Jillian, if there are errors on your roster, yes, you can edit those. Naturally, if spelling was submitted to STAR wrong and therefore it's wrong on our system, you can correct that. If you go to your team page, and click on the big button at the top that says Edit Team, there will be a roster tab there for you to be able to edit any athlete information on your team: first name, last name, what year they are, and gender if that was misidentified originally.
Sorry, Jeff. So if I could step in there for a sec. It would be probably better if everything comes through BC School Sports, just so that we can verify everything, because that's one of the things that we're trying to do is by dumping all of the data from STARS into MileSplit, we're trying to eliminate some of those errors that might have been there from previous years, where a coach might enter an athlete's name one way, and then when they get to the provincials, it's they've got some differing spellings and things like that. So if possible, just direct that to BC School Sports, and then we'll work with MileSplit to make those changes.
Yeah, perfect. That works for me. Let's go with that. Let BCSS know. They'll let me know, and then I'll update those rosters on your behalf. And I believe that is it for the written question. Let's see. Is there a way to bulk import team entries? So you cannot import those entries from Excel or CSV. After you've started registering for meets, you can import from a previous meet. Right now, it's not functional for you all simply because there's been no registration previously. As far as when do entries need to be added in by, are you referring to athletes on your roster to submit to the STAR system, or are you referring to like registering for meets?
The entry deadline is April 19th. So try to have everything in by then. Anything after that, unfortunately, is subject to fines. And we'll send this out as reminders to all the athletic directors about the dates as well.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Anything, everything?
Hey, Jeffrey. Do we, for field events, I was looking around in there earlier and it looked like everything was in Imperial for measurements for jumps or throws. Is there a way to switch that to metric, or is it just that everything's blanket?
No, there is. Thank you for pointing that out. We'll get that updated on our end so that all field events are listed as metric.
Thanks, sir.
I forgot y'all do things normally like the rest of the world.
That's right.
All right. But if we don't have any more questions, I will let you all get back to your evenings. Again, my name is Jeff Onken. I will be your point of contact if things go wrong or you have any questions. I'm going to drop my work email into this chat box. I want to invite you all to please utilize it. Reaching out to me allows me to get you taken care of promptly. We do have a customer support team, and there are links on the site to go to customer support. If you're in a time crunch, I would recommend just coming to me and I'll get you taken care of.
Yeah. Hey, Jeffrey, we had another one come through the chat here. So in, because I think you're American, I'm guessing, right? Yeah. So you know how for us, we have grade 8 as part of the high school system for many of our districts here. So is the language updated for us where it's like, okay, there's the grade 8s and then juniors 9 and 10, seniors 11 and 12, or is it the American way with like freshman, sophomore, junior?
So it is currently the American way, though we identify them by their graduation year rather than the actual classification. So for the time being, we have amended your grade 8 entry dates into what their corresponding graduation year, or at least the best I could understand.
Okay.
We are actively exploring the best way to accommodate that, since the education system is referred to differently in terms of those classifications. So in the future, moving forward, that likely will be updated. For this season, it will be a little different than what y'all are typically used to, simply because we're operating on the system the way it's been for a while.
Yeah. Oh, so how would we register grade 8s then? Since for high school, I don't think you'd have that in the system for American schools.
Right. So the divisions that we set up, or the meet director sets up, will have age or grade entry restrictions. So if you want to limit grade 8, you can select the corresponding American grade in our system for now, which I believe, I'm sorry, it was 8 and 9 would be the corresponding. Then 10.
Well, it's all the same, because grade 12 is the same. It's just that for us, our high schools go 8 to 12 in a lot of districts.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, right in the States there, it would be 8 would still be middle school, and then 9 to 12 would be right. So they all graduate at the same time and whatnot. It's just that we have them in a high school building for 5 years instead of 4 in many cases.
Right. I see what you're saying. It actually isn't going to affect registration because of this reason. I have every school in BC technically listed as a high school. We're getting rid of those school classifications anyways, and going to team pages setting the grade levels. So technically you could have a K through 12 school that would be able to register athletes accordingly from kindergarten through graduation, rather than needing to have
just select their year and you're good.
Yeah, exactly. So as long as you're entering into the right division, it's not going to be a problem if it's a grade 8 and it's set up as a high school meet.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Good question.
Jeffrey, is there a tutorial or a recording of the session that I could forward to all of my coaches on the island here?
Absolutely. So there's actually a couple solutions here. One, both of these sessions, today's and yesterday's, were recorded and will be shared. Two, we gave kind of a instruction walkthrough to the association that will go through each part we talked about today, from claiming your team or creating an account, claiming your team, and registering for meets. And that will have quick links to our support articles that include both video demonstrations as well as written instructions and screenshots of it. And Harp, I believe y'all haven't sent that out yet, but are going to in the near future, or maybe it's already sent out.
It has been sent out, but we will be sending out subsequent emails on that as well. So.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you need further assistance, or if any of your coaches are confused, please send them my way and I can help walk them through it.
Okay, thank you.
Cheryl, thank you for pointing that out. Yes, this goes for everybody. If you notice anything off with your teams, whether there are multiple teams listed or the location is wrong, just let us know. The team creation process wound up duplicating a lot of teams. I am actively going through and merging those team pages together. So for the time being, it will not matter which one you claim. As soon as I merge them, you'll still have access to it. All the athletes will be combined, everything like that. So merges, don't worry, go ahead and claim one. But more importantly, if there are issues with spelling or a team is missing for some reason, please email those to me and we will get all of those updated for you. We've still got some cleaning up But we should have that taken care of before the end of the week.
Just one more question. So Harp, when the athletic director has all of the names and stars, that'll be transferred. So when we go to register, all the names will be already inputted.
Correct.
Thank
That
you.
is correct. Yep.
Yep, that's great.
Okay, there's a lot of silence now, so I think we've probably covered some of your questions for now. As Jeff says, if you have more, feel free to email him, or you can email us at BC School Sports, and we'll try to jump on it as quickly as possible. We recognize that this is a new process, and there is going to be some a little bit of pain along the way. Hopefully it's not too bad with the transition. For anybody that is a meet director or zone coordinator on this call, I'll be sending out an email later today, just inviting you to let me know what works for next week as far as actually a more detailed workshop specifically for meet directors as to how to pull all the information from the school entries into your high tech, and then from high tech how you advance athletes to the next stage and things like that. So if you're somebody that needs to be part of that, please email me or just put a little message in this chat, and I'll make sure that we include you in that. I think that's it for now. Jillian's one of our she's the SHC chair. So Jillian, do you have anything that you need to add, or?
No, I think just spreading the word is helpful because it's going to take a bit of time, and then just also maybe sending reminders about STARS deadlines and how important that information is going to be with MileSplit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
yeah,
Angela,
I think,
saw your question come in. Yes, great question. More than one coach can claim a team and register those athletes. So if you have multiple coaches on the roster, if the AD wants to claim it, they are all invited to and welcome to claim the team as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I think that's it for now. It's we're almost an hour into it, so appreciate your time, and good luck to everyone for your track and field season. Like I said, don't hesitate to reach out to us and ask us questions, and if there's any errors as far as spelling or missing athletes or things like that, we'll try to get that corrected as quickly as possible.
Good to meet all of you, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything.
Perfect. Thanks, Jeff. Take care.